we will talk about Vaxart, the latest stock development, and if you should buy the shares. Vaxart is a pharmaceutical startup that is developing an oral vaccine. Recently, their vaccine against the pandemic has sent the stock to a peak of $23 at one point, before correcting back to somewhere as low as $6 due to mixed results from their phase 1 test. I believe that the current price action indicates strongly that the sell-off is near its end or has already ended, and should be able to rebound back to higher levels very soon. In terms of fundamentals, there is not much going on. The phase 2 test is currently being conducted, and the results should be published within a few months. When we look at the stock chart, we can see that over the past few weeks, the stock has been absolutely hammered, falling from $23 all the way back to $6 and has left many investors holding the bag. This week will prove to be a potentially crucial week for the company. It is currently sitting above $6. Last week, the sell-off went slightly below $6 at one point, but the stock ended up holding on Friday above the psychological level. On Monday, the stock price managed to close the trading day slightly higher than Friday. Although the progression is not huge, the simple fact that it is the second consecutive day that the price stopped falling, and the fact that it is currently sitting on a significant support level that almost dates back to the beginning of the whole bullish run, meaning December of 2020, should definitely pique our interest. Essentially, Vaxart's sell-off has been motivated by a combination of phase 1 test results that the market received as unfavorable, and the general bearish tendency of the stock market at large over the past few weeks. In fact, when we look at the chart formation of other companies, the price action is quite similar between what we see with Vaxart and many others. The sell-off period was concentrated over the past few weeks. Many stocks lost almost half of their gains since 2020, and the sell-off seemed to have at least paused at the beginning of the week. To this phenomenon was combined with a possible reevaluation of investors towards the P1 test results, and maybe rethink about what does the press release really mean. After all, the phase 1 test was supposed to test the safety of the vaccine, not the effectiveness. When I talked about the stock a few days ago, I said that the current context does prioritize swings over investing. Although the stock market has been through a major correction, I still believe that the overall capital movement within the financial markets would be different compared to how things look now once the world economy reopens. This is why I would prefer to keep the growth stock position in the shorter time frames at the moment, and to lock in the profit or at least reduce the losses while you can. This especially applies to those who have a very high exposure to Vaxart. If you had more than 30% of your portfolio in it, you should prioritize the reduction of your position at minimal losses as soon as the price bounces back up. This may reduce your total profit, but at the end of the day, the overall health of your portfolio is more important than how did you do in one trade. Controlling the risk will make sure that you will have a more diversified and sustainable portfolio with better capacity to bounce back in the future with other opportunities. Based on the assessment above, my recommendation is to buy at least 25% of your planned exposure at the current price level. Because judging by the market dynamics, there is a relatively high probability that the share price will go higher. Now, before I go any further, keep in mind that the exact opposite can always happen, regardless of how many charts we read and how many articles we analyze. The stock price is determined by supply and demand. Please do your own research before you actually commit capital into this trade, and adjust your risk appetite depending on your personal situation. I believe that an allocation of 2 to 3% split over at least 5 different points in time will be a good balance between risk control and decent exposure to the stock. My profit target would be between 30 and 50%. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please check out my other stock analysis videos.